Thank you, Papi Ditas. Papi Ditas said, "What's the difference between Spanish and Latina and Hispanic?" And Just Ice was nice. I bought that LP. Thank you, Kim.
You know, I don't know the difference between those terms because all of those terms, you know,
well, Spanish is a language. Let's just let's rule out Spanish.
Well, no, if you're from Spain, you're Spanish.
You're Spanish. That's right.
If you're from Spain, you're Spanish. So even though it's a language, like there are people from Spain or from Spanish. You know, I always identify as Puerto Rican, but when people call me Latin, I'm always a little weirded out by it because I'm like, I'm not from Latin America. You know, and I think it's a term that groups a number of different cultures in, and it's not even identifying with the right region that you're from. So I think all those terms are a little off, actually. And I don't want to be defined by a racial term, especially coming from, you know, I'm more hip hop than anything. I'm like, I can't identify like with certain cultures all the time. Like I used to go to my grandmother's house and she would cook rice and beans. Okay. And then, you know, I would be with my other family and it was a whole different ball game. Like my grandmother was from North Carolina, you know? So I don't know. Like, I feel like those terms are very limiting. And I've always had a problem with this, especially the you know, I can say that I represent the Latin community because I'm a proud Puerto Rican, but I do have, and I know what people understand that term to mean, but I do have a problem with the term. I think it's very misinformed. I mean, is Puerto Rico, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, is Puerto Rico in Latin America?
No.
Oh.
I identify.
In the Caribbean.
I identify the, you know, Latina with the, you know, what you say with the Latin America, like Spain, Spaniards. To me, Hispanic encompasses the Puerto Rican. But I think people don't realize that, you know, there's facets of it. Like, you know, people will confuse Dominican with Puerto Rican, or like, you know, I think they kind of just put it all in a pot. And
I think being from New York, it's very different, right? When I'm home in New York, people are just, they're cool with what I am. They don't ask me what I am.
Right.
You know, when I go to the Midwest or, you know, did I leave the show?
No. I just want you to
know you're there. Just solo on you.
Just let me produce.
Just leave it alone, right?
I got you.
When I go to like different parts of the country where, you know, they're not so familiar with the melting pot that we have here in New York, it's very different. It's like, well, what are you? Like, we don't get it. Like, you don't look black, but you don't, you know, look white. Are you mixed? I've gotten "are you mixed" a lot out of this region. Like in Detroit, it's like you're like mixed.
Right now, I feel like if you had on a certain garb, you can pass for like Arab or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you know, put on a little hijab or something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Inshallah.
The little clappers and shit.
Habibi.
Yeah.